everyone, welcome back to Coaching Corners. I'm Jackie Caroll, and today we're tackling something that holds so many of us back: the fear of failure. Whether it's the fear of making a mistake at work, taking a risk, or simply putting yourself out there, failure can feel paralyzing. But what if I told you that failure isn't the end? In fact, it can just be the start of incredible growth. Today we'll explore how to overcome the fear of failure, shift your perspective with a growth mindset, and use every setback as a stepping stone. Plus, I would love to hear your stories, so please drop a comment sharing a time that you faced failure and what you learned from it. So let's jump in. Firstly, let's understand why fear of failure is so powerful. So the fear of failure often comes with the belief that mistakes decline our worth or capabilities. When we fear failing, we may avoid challenges, we settle for less, or stay in our comfort zones. But here's the truth. Failure isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a natural part of growth and learning. Every successful person you admire has faced failure. They've stumbled, failed, and gotten right back up stronger than before. When we see failure as a setback, not a final verdict, everything changes. The key to overcoming the fear of failure is adopting a growth mindset. So let's break it down. Fixed mindset, believing that your abilities, intelligence, or talents are these fixed traits, that you either have it or that you don't. People with a fixed mindset often fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their limitations. Now we have the growth mindset, believing that your abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. When you have a growth mindset, failure becomes an opportunity to learn, not a reason to quit. So here's a quick exercise. Think about a time that you faced a setback. What if instead of seeing it as a failure, you viewed it as a lesson? What did you learn? How did it shape you? Embracing a growth mindset doesn't mean you won't feel failure, but it does mean you'll keep moving forward, even when things get really tough. So now that we've talked about shifting your mindset, let's look at some practical ways to overcome the fear of failure. So let's look at what we call reframe failure. Instead of saying I failed, try saying I learned. This simple shift changes how you perceive setbacks. So you've got to set learning goals, not just outcome goals. Focus on what you want to learn or gain from an experience, not just the end result. As an example, instead of saying I must get this promotion, say I will develop the skills needed for leadership. Take small, calculated risks. So start with the manageable challenges that kind of push you a bit out of your comfort zone. Small successes build confidence and resilience. One of my favorites, visualize. Visualize success and prepare for setbacks. Visualization can help you feel more confident, but also prepare for setbacks and plan how you are going to respond to that. So surround yourself with support. Talk to mentors, friends, coaches who can offer perspective and encouragement when you feel stuck. So let's take a look at some real life examples of people who turned failure into growth. So we've got Thomas Edison. When asked about his thousands of failed attempts to create the light bulb, he said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." I love that. Every failure brought him closer to success. Then you've got J.K. Rowling. She faced countless rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. She once said, "Failure meant a stripping away of the inessential. It taught me things about myself I could have learned no other way." These stories really remind us that failure is often a necessary step on the path to greatness. So here's a quick exercise to make failure less intimidating. Identify a goal. Write down a goal that you're working towards and list your potential obstacles. What setbacks might you encounter on the way? And then plan your response. How are you going to handle those setbacks? What can you learn from them? Having a plan makes failure less frightening and helps you stay resilient. Failure is a part of the journey, and embracing it with your growth mindset can lead to incredible breakthroughs. So I want to hear your stories. What's a failure that you faced, and what did you learn? Please drop it in the comments and let's inspire each other. And of course, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell for more content on growth and resilience. Thanks for joining me on Coaching Corners. Until next time.